one comic will maybe. Oh, we're live, and I'm.
Yeah, now we're live.
Yeah, so that was the end of that joke. Now we all laugh and pretend it was a hilarious thing. Come in.
Yeah, I have to. It really seemed it wasn't what was going to happen. I don't think, but it really seemed like you were about to call someone out. Saw we were live, which is like, whoa,
no. That's not what I wasn't going to name anyone specific.
I know you weren't, but that's what it really is.
I appreciate that. Snitches don't get bitches, though. I think the saying "snitches get stitches" is too violent, so I prefer "snitches don't get bitches." I don't know, but that's me. But yeah, now since we started and I was mid-sentence, one of us has to say the thing that sets up the premise.
Hey, we're live. Trans Talks is back. I'm Sammie James, and we're back with another one of our trans faves. This week, it's the wonderful comedian Emma Cohen. How are you, Emma Cohen?
I am fantastic. Thank you for having me, Sammie. I'm excited to be here. I always see you promoting this, and now I'm here and have to ramble. And admittedly, totally know what I'm going to say and do and how to do in the podcast. I listen to a lot of these.
we are both incredibly prepared.
Yeah, I will admit. I'm supportive of other comics doing podcasts. It seems like there was a lot of that, especially during peak COVID and all, and still to this day and a little before and whatnot. But for me, I just feel like I don't have the attention span.
It's okay. Most of them are bad.
That's fair.
Probably this one. I don't know.
No comment. Fake news. I plead the fifth. All that.
Yeah.
I want my lawyer.
So first thing I ask on this show is
Absolutely.
For you to introduce yourself a little bit more. I specifically ask, what words do you use to describe yourself? I know you have them.
Okay.
And after that, and that can be identity-wise. That can be, I'm wearing a white shirt.
I am doing that. Yeah, that was a poor choice on my part.
And then after that, feel free to give any further intro you want.
Sure. I was going to ask about that because that's the one question I started prepping, but then I kept getting distracted because you asked, hey, I'm going to ask you how you describe yourself. And I'm like, okay, is this from a queer perspective or just in general? Is it pronouns? Is it just from an identity perspective?
All of that stuff. I like to see the different ways people answer it,
Okay. Well, just from the essay of identity perspective, I'm all over the place because I feel like it's very contextual because I feel like a lot of those labels kind of depend on who I'm talking to, and they're all accurate. I'm not lying about any of it. I'm not trying to deceive anyone as much as that is a common stereotype, unfortunately, but it's more so I'll call myself bi or pan, which is true, but I'm also borderline ace, and people are but those two things don't make sense at the same time, but they do, yeah, exactly. They'll make those exact gestures and everything. Yeah. And I don't know. And even with the ace thing, there's some things I enjoy, and that's a whole probably not going to rant about that to a bunch of strangers type deal.
Listen, you do you, but I was
do I? I'm not going to answer that.
We are both comedians. That's kind of what we do.
Ourselves, I guess. Most do at least, yeah. But yeah, and then gender-wise, started mainly using they, them as opposed to she, her. But honestly, that's partly just because it just, for a while, I have not been able to, and for the foreseeable future, excuse me, I can English, probably won't be able to present in a femme sense. So I'm kind of reasoning with myself that, it really, I feel like if I'm feeling this way, as opposed to being locked into the gender I was assigned at birth, then it's weird to me to be okay, I'm just going to flip to the opposite gender roles. Because then I'm still doing gender roles, I feel like gender, I don't know, we need to, gender is fake news. It was invented by Hallmark to sell cards, as I like to say, or it was invented by the Jews to keep us something. I don't know.
See, you can say
Jewish,
that.
I can say that.
See, you can say that.
Yeah. Although
Joe Rogan can't say that.
Marjorie Taylor Greene could probably say it. I think.
He probably has said that, but
she probably has. But I don't know.
It's buried in a podcast somewhere.
Yeah, but then she's defending trans and non-binary people, so I'm not sure. I don't know. If it's Jews versus trans and non-binary people, she hates both. So what's she gonna do?
Who's what? Who is this?
Marjorie Taylor Greene.
Oh,
the
what?
The senator or whatever.
Yeah, no, I know who she is. She's what? She's doing what now?
Oh, no, I'm just saying that in this hypothetical scenario where we're pitting two marginalized groups against each other, what is she just going to have the popcorn like in that GIF everyone comments, you know? Because she hates both, you know? So, like, I don't know, that's where I'm going. I'm just rambling.
So,
sorry, I don't know.
I know you as a comedian.
Unfortunately.
How'd you get into comedy? Was that always something you wanted to do? How long you've been doing it? How long have you been doing it? That's how that sentence goes.
Sure, let's go with that. I don't know. I speak 3 languages, none of them that well, so who knows? But yeah, what was I gonna say? So how long have I been doing it? On and off. So weirdly enough, so in like 5th grade, so I was very a lot of kids didn't like me. I was a very weird kid, but I found that you get it. And I found that if I was getting jokes and people were laughing at me, you know, laughing was a better response than the alternative. So I just went with it. Then I entered like the 5th grade talent show, and people were like, haha, that's actually funny. You should do like actual comedy as opposed to just making 5th graders laugh. And then I started it, and I stopped a little because emo teenager. Then I was like, I used to do that. I had fun doing that in like late high school, early college. So then I started doing it in a more serious capacity from there. You know, it's hard to perform as a 5th grader since a lot of the venues where you perform, at least starting out, are mainly serving alcohol, you know?
Darn 2-drink minimums.
Yeah, I don't know. Can I have another apple juice, I guess? I don't really know. But yeah. So on and off since 5th grade is how I say it. Yeah, I was actually in 5th grade shortly after that whole talent show thing. I was kind of high on, wow, this is awesome. I actually did well at something that never works. And then I visited family in Florida, and there was some contest advertising back when things were all like paper flyers, and that was legit at the time, you know. And that there was this flyer for like, weirdly enough, like funniest kid in Florida or something like that. And I entered on a whim, like, hey, I'm here for the week, might as well. I'm visiting family. I did not expect to go that far. It was more just a fun thing to do during downtime, you know, because there's only so much you can hear the same.
Wait, am I talking to the formerly funniest kid? Okay.
No, I came in second, but yeah. It was 5th grade, so I feel like my comedy career has definitely devolved since then. When I grew up to be less of a cute kid, you know. I'm not a kid anymore, and therefore don't have that cute factor going for me. So can't guilt people into laughing, you know. So, but yeah, I performed at that contest, like the 10 finalists or whatever. Performed at like an NBA arena, so I did that. So that was pretty chill. But yeah. Now I'm doing shows at bars/pizzerias. Can't even say the sentence for like 3 whole people, you know. So how the not so mighty have become still subpar, I guess. Yeah. Does that answer that?
Yeah. So listen. You are the only guest I've had on this show where sports can even be a conversation.
Oh.
So I thought, what?
Sure.
Yeah, it's like, listen, I'm like, it's never come up. It never will come up.
I was more just talking about the venue, but okay, we can get into that if you want. For a moment, I was like, what about Jess Alamo? Because I forgot it was specifically trans and not just all-encompassing queer. Because Jess Alamo actually reached out to me today. Very talented comic. Just gonna give her a shout out because I don't know. I feel we were talking about
right.
Much. But yeah,
we don't talk about cis people here. No, I'm kidding.
Okay, she is queer, so I'll give her that. So she's kind of okay. She's okay adjacent because of that. No, she's great. But she reached out to me saying, "Hey, can you do this gig over Pride Month in, I forget where, somewhere down the shore, I think Atlantic City or Long Branch or something." And the reason I say this is because I had to check my calendar and be like, can I do that day? My partner and I were thinking of either that day or the following day doing something Pride-like. I don't think the plans were solidified, but I was just really excited because they had that moment of, wait, I'm planning things based on my partner's schedule. This is new. This is amazing. This is a legit thing.
Meanwhile, I get to feel like a shitty comic because I'm like, wait, did you turn it down? I'll do it. just a lame-o. We're friends, you know me. What the hell?
You know how to contact her. You can, I guess, reach
out.
But yeah.
That was me changing topics. I was just like,
I'm sorry. But sports. That's where we were going about. But I thought of that because she talks about softball. There we go. Train of thought.
There. Yeah, we did it. We did it.
We boarded. We got out at our station.
Yeah.
It's a little late, so now there are less Ubers to take us home. But
I know the answer to this. What sports teams are you a fan of? I've never asked it on this. I've never had to before.
Oh, okay. I mean, I watch a little of everything, and like, I don't know. I try to just get involved in knowing or being a part of a little of everything in general, not just sports, just in general. Like my grandma used to always say, it's good to know a lot about one thing, but even better to know a little about a lot of things. So it's really more of that to me. So I'll watch some baseball. I'm wearing a baseball shirt because I got roped into going to a minor league game, which for me just means cheap drinks, and stuff. I'm not even paying for it, so that's nice. But my friend actually started doing marketing for so you've heard of the NHL, National Hockey League. They used to have an affiliate, the NWHL, National Women's Hockey League, which is like the WNBA, but hockey. But they changed their name to the PHF to be more gender inclusive and all that, which is great. But my friend just started doing marketing for that and keeps inviting me to all that stuff. So I'm like, I guess I like menless hockey now. I don't know what to call that, but that's cool. But yeah,
roller derby on ice.
I actually, so I had a
have you watched roller derby? It's a good time.
What?
Have you been to roller derby? It's a good time.
I have not, but I had like a mid-sized gathering not too long ago, back when I was a bit too confident about the waning of COVID, and admittedly I regret that, but what I don't regret is a bunch of folks came over and we were going to watch a movie, but we were waiting for everyone to get there. I think we were going to watch Into the Spider-Verse.
Okay.
But while waiting for that, we were just flipping channels and roller derby came on from like the 80s, and we were like, why the heck not? And we just started watching that.
Yeah.
So that was fun.
That is how I watched women's rodeo that time.
Good for you. Wait, that exact thing? You were like, oh yeah, I'm going to have people over, fuck COVID.
Oh, no, but like watch like flipping channel.
Okay. I feel like I'm so old talking about flipping channels. Do people even use channels anymore?
I don't know. Listen, it was less that. It was I turned the TV on to go on to watch Hulu, but it went to the TV first.
Right.
And it was it goes to a random channel, and it was women's rodeo. So I watched it for an hour.
There you go. There you go.
The entire time I was just like, well, that's a queer woman.
Oh yeah, I mean,
and that's a queer
rodeo. I have money on FanDuel that most of them are
like you
queer.
Can see
what?
Like, and that's an environment where they still have to, and I mean, plenty of people do it. Even in the WNBA, there's someone who is just like my husband. But
it's unfortunate, but yeah.
I mean, it's still listen, this stuff, it's not easy for anyone to talk about these things, but it were definitely and I'd like to thank my husband.
Yeah, and Jesus.
Just like
Let's go with that.
because they're in like Wyoming at like the like Jed Bush Stadium or something.
Jed Bush.
I just
That's
like,
sadly a believable thing. I feel like that exists
it's,
somewhere.
it's the Jerry Falwell Invitational Women's Rodeo. You know, so like
Yeah. Brought to you by Chick-fil-A.
all of them, none of those were accurate. They were just the words that came to me right now.
But it's way too credible, you know.
I'm sorry, Wyoming. You know, we don't actually hear a lot about you.
No, you're pretty quiet.
It's probably fine. Probably.
I guess. I don't know. I feel like I would not do well in Wyoming, but I feel like you wouldn't hear about it as much.
So, listen, we're going to drop this part of the conversation.
Sorry.
Okay, we're moving on. I ask two questions every week, every episode of this show. It used to be weekly. Now it's whenever the hell I'm able to get someone. But what gives you gender euphoria?
That's a great question. I still need to watch that show now. But what gives me that? So that's the thing. For a while,
okay, Zendaya can give you gender euphoria.
What?
I'm sorry. That was a.
I didn't hear what you said.
Never mind.
Okay, cool. But yeah, what gives me that? That's a good question because, like I was saying, I'm on a bit of like trying to figure that out still. Because for a while I was just using like femme terms. It was very easy to, and also weirdly enough, despite being borderline ace, people commenting on and appreciating as long as it's like consensual and like someone who I'm comfortable with saying this, commenting on my butt and stuff. Honestly, just appreciating my butt is weird, but yeah, used to be a big one for me. Still is kind of now.
I would love to compliment your butt. It's been 3 years since I've seen it. That's fair. I couldn't tell you.
That's fair. It unfortunately also gets covered a lot in more mask assigned clothing, which means you don't get to see as much of it even when I'm out. But yeah, no. But nowadays, I feel like just not making it weird, if that makes sense, not going to the extent of like having to think about this person's gender, this person being me when talking to the person and being like, oh, so, okay, rest of sentence, you know, just kind of just going with it. And like, yeah, you're just natural, just being natural about it, you know, if that makes sense, more than what it is that's being said, more than the naturalness of saying it, just like not being like they, you know, just so they did this, you know, if that makes sense, you know. They're really cute when they, I don't know, my partner is DMing me as we speak. That's why I thought of that, but you know, it doesn't have to be that. They're really funny. They're this comic from Jersey who's literally the best comic ever. No, just kidding.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Sure.
You were talking about me, right? Like,
yeah.
It gives you gender euphoria to compliment me.
Exactly.
I'm glad I could
on comedy, just specifically to rave about the best comedian from Jersey gives who is you gives me gender euphoria. Yes.
Yeah. So this is most people's favorite question to answer on this show.
I'm afraid.
What cis nonsense are you sick of?
That was the other one I had trouble thinking of an answer because I feel like there are a lot of obvious answers, you know, that like I could just be like, oh yeah, the fact that what?
I said, yeah, it's hard to pick one.
Yeah, I was trying to think of something you wouldn't expect because anyone could be like, oh yeah, bathrooms being gendered are a weird thing, especially when they're single stall, you know, et cetera. But I feel like just overall, just the culture of just everything being about gender, if that makes sense. I couldn't think of a specific one.
Yeah.
But just like, also, here's one. So, and this is not to pit me against other folks, you know, but like, I feel like that when you're quote unquote female to non-binary or female, people are more inclined to, well, obviously there are a lot of people who aren't, but they're more inclined to be accepting of it and more like, oh yeah, they, or oh yeah, he, etc.
Yeah.
Whereas if you're coming from the other way, like people just don't expect non-binary people who are AMAB and like if I'm with my partner and my partner also is non-binary, they're people are quick to be like, oh, what are your pronouns at the partner? Because they're AFAB, but with me it's just like it's a default assumed, you're a dude, and that's not you know. And a lot of that is conditioning. I think even in the queer community you get it, you know. But, what?
No, I was nothing.
Cool. Seeing how far I can go before I piss people off with this, Have I pissed anyone off yet?
I mean, probably.
Okay.
Not me.
Okay.
Not
okay.
me.
Have I pissed anyone off for the wrong reasons or the right reasons or whatever the reasons that are not me being Joe Rogan or me? You get what I'm asking.
Yeah.
I don't podcast much.
Mm-hmm. So I like to ask
by all means
a lot of I ask fun questions at the end of this show.
Together, you is for you and me.
So I ask this every week. This is how I start the fun question portion. What is your comfort food, comfort movie, comfort music?
Okay, comfort food. This is going to sound weird, but for a while, Parks and Rec was a huge special interest of mine. I still love the show. But Ben Wyatt...
You eating DVDs of Parks and Rec?
What?
No, I'm sorry.
It's a great show. It's literally the greatest show. But Ben Wyatt's obsession with calzones got me really into calzones. So hands down, that's my comfort food. Okay. Also, I just love Adam Scott, But
all right.
What?
Yeah.
Cool. Comfort movie. I would say the original X-Men trilogy from like the early 2000s, because those were just really queer movies. And a lot of it was...
Listen, look at the cast.
Exactly. Yeah. They're just very... I mean, I loved Magneto. I still love Ian McKellen to this day. I have a crush on Ian McKellen, even though he probably can't even stand up without making a mess in one side of his pants. He's so old, But I just love Ian McKellen for how he did Magneto. But it was just like a lot of it seemed so subversive at the time when I was still trying to figure stuff out. But now I look back on it and I'm like, well, there is definitely way better queer representation in movies and TV now than there was, at least in that. And it's not perfect, obviously. It's also a long way to go, but it's improved since literally the year 2000,
Yeah. So before you move on to music,
yes,
two things. One, Sarah Green in the comments of this video agrees with you on the calzone thing.
Oh, okay. Cool. I'm glad I'm not alone.
Yeah.
Glad to hear. Thank you, Sarah.
Yeah.
I don't know you, or maybe I do, but thank you either way. Now I feel bad. It's probably like a comedian I've ran into several times, and this person's like, what, you don't know me? Or I don't know. But anyway, yeah, so I just love that movie, and I love rewatching it, and looking back on it, it's a lot less subtle. Is I guess where I was going. Like,
yeah, and you can look at it as the X-Men, the original X-Men trilogy. It's just the story of a trans man coming out.
yeah. I guess that's what Hugh Jackman is in that. Let's go with that.
Well, I was referring to the Kitty Pryde character.
I love Kitty Pryde. Yeah.
But like old Elliot Page.
Oh, I forgot that was. Oh yeah, true.
Yeah, it was Elliot Page.
Wow. Okay, that makes a lot more sense now. Cool.
Yeah.
It's
it is queer. There's some.
Yeah. Have you ever tried not being a mutant, Sammie? I love that line.
All the time.
Yeah, I honestly, I would trade being trans for at least most cool superpowers. I'd hate to be like Rogue and not be able to touch people, because even like Ace, I like holding hands, I like hugs and stuff, it doesn't have to be that, but preferably a cool superpower to being trans, honestly.
So
Mystique would be both. But music, yes.
Comfort music. What's your comfort music?
Comfort music. That's a tough one. I mean, basically I have this playlist on Spotify of like everything I listen to, and sometimes I just shuffle that, and I'll get everything from like boomery Bruce Springsteen type stuff to like the Black Keys and more indie stuff and some like 90s rap thrown in there, and Crazy Ex-Girlfriend. I listen to the soundtrack of that a lot. Actually, yeah, let's go with that. Crazy Ex-Girlfriend soundtrack. That's probably comfort music for me. That and anything. I don't know, just anything. Just I listen to whatever. I vibe with whatever. Let's go with that.
Nice. Okay.
I can English sometimes.
If you could have a superpower, let's say mutant power, what would it be?
Oh, okay. Well, Mystique. Obviously, I just want to be Mystique.
God, why is that what we all say?
Why do you think?
I know.
I would love that. That would be great.
Get it, shape-shifting.
Yeah.
Listen, you did this to us, society.
Yeah, I know.
Would we want to shapeshift if you didn't shame us?
Honestly, still, yeah, because I'd still want to feel more attractive. I feel like even cis people have body issues, like issues with their own body, So even if that wasn't a thing, I don't know. Yeah, but especially because trans.
What's your favorite dinosaur? I love asking adults that question.
That's a fair question, and weirdly enough, it's not the first time I've been asked that this month. And honestly,
am I the first adult asking it?
Correct. You are not the first adult asking it. The other one was also an adult.
Cool.
Favorite dinosaur. So I'm not an expert on this stuff. I feel like I read about it when I was like 5 and I retained some things, but I love pterodactyls only because meme, honestly. Just yelling pterodactyl.
Not a dinosaur, but not the first person to say it. I'll allow it. It was like a coexisting thing.
There. Okay.
It's fine. No, it's fine. It's
okay.
the elitist nerd in me is a little just.
So what's your favorite dinosaur, Sammie?
Ankylosaurus.
Which one's that?
That's the one with the little dome guy with the tail.
That's cool. That's a cool one. Yeah. Can I change my answer to like a Pokemon dinosaur or something? Because I'd still probably say Aerodactyl, but in Pokemon it's more allowed, I guess. Question mark.
Listen, and now I've never done. I don't know if I've never done this.
I'm scared.
If I've done this before, it was a while ago. We're gonna end, and then there's like 2 more things I ask, so not the end. But I'm gonna. Okay, so.
Yes.
We're gonna do rapid fire this or that, okay?
Okay. This. No, that.
Yankees or Mets?
Mets.
Tots or fries?
Fries.
Mustard or ketchup?
Honestly, neither. I like brown or spicy or like sweet mustard, but not just like the crap that you get in the not like the ballpark mustard as I call it. I don't know. It's just a very American thing. It's weird.
Chicken or fish?
What was that? Chicken or fish?
Yeah.
Either. I don't know. I like food. You put food in me, I am a happy camper.
And that's like I had some, and then chicken and fish was just a random thrown in there. We're done with that. I don't know. I don't have the energy for all of that.
Okay. Yeah. I don't either. I'm terrible, but I will eat whatever, within reason. Not mustard, but most things, Yeah.
I love mustard. I'm too into mustard.
I'm sorry. I can't. I think this is where I leave you, Sammie.
There is a mustard museum in Ohio, which makes a lot of sense, and it is on my bucket list.
I feel like there's a museum for pretty much anything nowadays. That doesn't surprise me, and not like in a negative or positive towards mustard way. Just what doesn't have a museum dedicated to it,
Yeah. So, final thing before I let you plug whatever you want to plug. Who are some trans folks out in the world who you think are doing good work. Doesn't need to be in the arts. It can be in any field. You can't say me, not to assume that you would, but just so that you can't cheat. Like, you need to say someone who's not
Sammie
you or
James.
me, who's
Emma
not in
Cohen.
this conversation.
Let's see. So someone like known, like a celebrity, or just someone I could be like, oh, this friend of mine, you know?
I mean, whatever.
Okay. I'm honestly, I'm just thinking of like a bunch of friends of mine, because like I
You
mean,
can say friends of
celebrities,
yours.
yeah.
That's fine.
Okay. I mean, just like the reason I say that is because I feel like I'm more inspired by people just like living their best life than like I'm living my best life, but I'm also a Republican senator in California or whatever she is, you know. uh, Sporting Trump and all. No, but like just people just living their lives. I don't know. I know that's corny. I know it's kind of a cop-out answer. You know, but I just love meeting people on a one-on-one basis and hearing their stories. So I have no singular answer. Just you do you, and I'm happy when people are doing well, and especially if they're part of the community. But in general, yeah.
Cool. So, Emma, what you got going on? You want to plug anything? Do you have stuff?
Sure. Yeah. So kind of, because I'm kind of off the grid in comedy, but kind of not. I'm about to start running an open mic at, as I mentioned, the Pizza Pub in Randolph, New Jersey. It's middle of nowhere. People will come there from other parts of Jersey and be like, oh, where are we? I just drove through woods for 20 minutes. I'm used to getting off the highway at my exit and I'm at the destination. But you don't do that. You drive through like 20 minutes of back roads. But if you're willing to do it, they have pizza, they have booze. I'm trying to get it started. It's a low-key mic, which means people are typically more supportive of it and less like, I feel like when you go to the Jersey City and Hoboken mics, not any specific one. Snitches don't get bitches, you know, everyone just like on their phone looking at their own notes or on Tinder or something, and you never actually get feedback. So mics, there's that. I'm also planning on bringing back, I'm reviving your Queerly Comedic shows.
I've never heard of it. What is this?
What is what? I already forgot. No, it's an all queer show.
Comedic? I've never heard of this.
Well, for the audience, it's an all queer show, all queer stand up. Usually about 4 to 6 stand up comics in the lineup, I guess is what I'm thinking. Once a month, starting hopefully soon. I'm actually going to meet with the center that's hosting it tomorrow to flesh out hopefully legit deadline dates. But I don't have anything on that. So I guess just check out Edge Pride Center in Denville regularly, refresh the screen, and do the work for me. I don't know. I'll keep people updated on social media at Queerly Comedic on Facebook and Instagram for details. Yeah. There, we got there. Yeah. What about you? Anything you want to plug?
You know, I'm gonna do that actually. Good. So like I was gonna, good leading. You know, you ask, so it doesn't seem like I'm just like, and now you're done. I talk now.
You're good at what it helps to bring on really insecure guests who don't want to make it about them, even though the point is to make it about them. So tell me about you.
I run. Okay, actually, yeah. Here's the thing. I run a whole bunch of shows, but the one that's coming up isn't trans specific. I'm the only trans person on it. You know, we Are Trans runs 2 monthly shows that are both on the second Saturday of every month at 2 p.m. Eastern. Is a free virtual concert for trans kids and their families. It's free. You just register on Eventbrite. That's called You Matter. And at 7 p.m. Eastern on the second Saturday of every month is the Badass Trans Woman of Comedy. I also run the Waiting Room, which is health and healthcare stuff, but like that's not what this show's about, you know. Although I mean, kind of. But
I mean, there's a lot of overlap, I feel.
Yeah, it's but most important thing, they're all important, but very important. June 4th, I will be at the Bell House for Affirm Trans Kids. I am getting the info here so that I don't so that I read it all correctly. I will be at Affirm Trans Kids at the Bell House. It is also on Zoom, so you have no excuse.
Yeah.
You can go get these tickets. It's a fundraiser raising money to combat all of these awful anti-trans, specifically anti-trans youth legislation popping up all over the country. I'm performing on this. It is a fantastic lineup. It's Nagin Farsad is going to be there. Elsa Waif, fantastic non-binary comedian. Janine Garofalo, Jordan Carlos. For some reason, me.
That's awesome. You're in good company. It sounds like have
and
awesome
there's
time
gonna be
people and stuff.
Yeah, it's gonna be a good time. And that's good. And listen, if you can't go to that, guess what? You go on Eventbrite or you go on affirmtranskids.com. I think that's what it is. You can just donate to the cause.
Sure.
And that money, some of that money, you can say, that for your donation, you want that money that you're donating to go for a trans youth to go to this show. So do some stuff, support that. Also support Emma. She's been great.
They've been
great.
I guess let's go with it. I did forget. I realized I mentioned, hey, Pizza Pub open mic. I did not say the time and date, so that was not great. But yeah, every other Tuesday, well, the first and third Tuesday of the month, starting in June, so like June 7th at 8 p.m. That's kind of important information I just conveniently left out. I blame head injuries. I don't know. But thank you for having me.
Support them.
Yeah. Go us.
Yeah. And so everyone, thank you, Emma.
Thank you.
Thank you, everyone, for watching. I'll see you next time with another one of our trans faves. But until then, take care of yourself.